And we're live. Hello, hello. I am so excited to be here. I hope you guys are excited too. I am a little bit nervous. I'm not gonna lie, I've never done this before, so I have no idea what to expect, but I have prepared a little bit ahead of time, so hopefully everything's gonna go well. So let me share what I'm gonna be reading first, because this is gonna be a reading sprint. So you can read if you want, but you can also do whatever you want. You can be productive and do some work if that's what you feel like doing right now. But I'm personally going to be reading, and I have two books that are on the back burner for me right now. So, hello, hello. So, the first book that I will be reading is The Arctic Railway Assassin by Sam Sedgman and Angie Leonard. Hi, hello, hello. I'm so excited that everyone's here. Yeah, wasn't expecting anyone to show up, so it's fun to see that some people are here. But yeah, I'll be reading The Arctic Railway Assassin. So this is book six in the Adventures on Train series. Hi, Sarah. And yeah, I am excited. I'm already halfway through this book, so I'm really excited to continue reading this because I have started this yesterday, and I'll be honest, I'm so glad that I picked this up now and not later on because well, this one takes place in December, I'd say. I think it's December, like right before Christmas time. And so it's very fitting for this time of year. I think I'm kind of in a Christmas prep mood now, so I am glad to have picked this up now. And I only have about 100 pages left of this to read because it's quite short. Like there are illustrations throughout, so it's middle grade, so I feel like I'm going to be able to finish it within these sprints. So when I'm done with that, I will be starting A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. So this will be a reread for me. I'm currently filming a reading vlog where I will be rereading the series and finally reading A Court of Silver Flames. I don't know why I've been feeling like reading this for a little bit of time. So I have decided to start reading the series again and finally catch up and read A Court of Silver Flames. So let me know what you guys will be reading for these sprints, and I am quite looking forward to reading because I have such great reading material. I also made a cup of tea because I'm feeling a little sick. So if I sound a little off, that might be why. But I made myself a warm cup of tea. We'll be cozy and we'll be getting some reading done together. So I am quite looking forward to doing that. So I'm waiting for my Waterstone copy of The Arctic Railway. It is so good. Honestly, I'm only halfway through, but already it's one of my favorites in the series. I'll be honest. I don't know what it is about this one. I feel like it just elevates the stakes a little bit, and Al is getting better. Our main character is getting older, so I feel like we are connecting to him. Like we are getting to know him a little bit more as the story progresses. So I am like really enjoying this one so far. I feel like this might be a 5 stars. It might be one of my favorite ones in this series. So I hope you will enjoy it once you get your copy. And so I think I will get started with the reading sprints if you guys are ready. So I will be putting on an ambiance room in the background. If that is something that you don't want to listen to while you're reading or getting productive, you can mute me. But I think we're going to read for 30 minutes. How does that sound? So I will start the sprints and I will share my screen so that you can also enjoy the Christmassy ambiance that I have picked for you guys. And let's get started. Let me know if you can hear it. And I'll mute myself now and enjoy. So we're back. So let me know how you did. I read about 30 pages of the Arctic Railway Assassin, so I am still very much enjoying it. Things are tense at this point of the book, so I am quite excited to see how it'll all end because I have no idea what I have to expect from this. So I am looking forward to continuing this. But let me know how you did in the chat. I absolutely love your content. Oh, thank you so much. It means the world. Honestly, I know I have not been the best YouTuber this year, meaning I haven't really been super consistent with it. Life has just been crazy for me this year. I was not expecting this year to hit as hard as it did, but I'm glad that you guys are still enjoying the content, at least that I put out. I do have a lot of plans, and we'll discuss them a little bit later in the live. I did want to chat a little bit about what I have planned for 2023 and just the rest of the year. You know what? Maybe we can just talk about that now, because I kind of wanted to let you guys know what I have planned, see what you thought about it, and if you had any ideas, of course, make sure to share them in the chat, and I'll make sure to include them in my little video schedule that I have planned for the rest of the year. But let me just pull up my Notion with like my video schedule for the rest of the year because I do have plans. I'll be honest, the video that I had planned for this week, well, for next week actually, not this week, was my ACOTAR vlog. But seeing how I've only ever read the first book so far, well, I have read the rest of the series before, but I want to make sure I include my reread experience in the vlog, and it's the only book that I've read so far. So I don't think I can read all three other books in the series because they're all so thick. I don't think I can read everything else in time. So I may have to push that back. So I have to reorganize everything. But let me just, I see that you guys are chatting with me. So I'll just go through that. I haven't managed to start Scarred, sorry, since my current reads are Prisoner of Azkaban and Caraval. I've enjoyed Caraval a lot actually when I first read it. I need to continue with the new series because I've read the entirety of the Caraval trilogy, but I want to pick up Once Upon a Broken Heart. I think that's what it's called. I've heard amazing things about it, so I do really want to pick that one up eventually. Scarred, I assume that's a sequel to the Never After series by Emily McIntyre, which I started reading in the last vlog. If you guys watch that, so I think that's what you're talking about. Let me know if that is what you are mentioning here. But it's one that I'm really curious about because it is a Lion King retelling, but with humans. So I am quite curious. If you do manage to read it eventually, let me know how you feel about it because it's one that I'm quite curious to check out. I'm in between books at the moment and have no idea what to pick up, so I'm using these prints to clean. That's good too. I mean, I am reading because I was planning on reading, but I think if like I will have to clean up at one point today. So maybe if I was not hosting them and I was watching some spreads, I would probably do some cleaning too because that's pretty much what's next on my to-do list for the day. So I'll have to get to that. Uh, can't wait to hear all about your plans. Well, we'll dive into that, okay? Let me just pull that up because I'll be honest, I have my plans up until let's say the end of January. Things might change. Obviously, I am a very I am a type A person in the sense that I like to plan ahead, but I also like if I feel like doing something entirely different, I don't mind putting the schedule out the window and just do whatever the hell I want. So yeah, that's pretty much what we're doing right now. So for December, I am planning on doing like my bread and butter Christmas content. So I'll have like my cozy winter and like Christmas series recommendations eventually. I'm hoping early December. I am hoping to read a little bit more Christmassy and wintry reads before then because I feel like my video last year was great. I had so many recommendations, but I can't really recommend the same things that I recommended last year, you know? So I want to make sure that I recommend new things, but I feel like I don't have enough yet to share the recommendations list with you guys, but it will be coming soon. And I just realized I forgot to mask the banner. Much better. So yeah, so that's coming. I'm also thinking of doing a Christmas 24-hour readathon. I do that pretty much every year, but this year I was either thinking of or either turning that into a 48-hour readathon. So instead of doing just the one day, I would do 2 days. It would allow me to read more. Or I was thinking of doing, you know, that trend where like people read for a certain amount of time, but they stop the timer. They do a 24-hour readathon, but they time themselves and they only count the time that they are physically or like reading in any shape or form. So I'm kind of thinking of doing something like that that would allow me to read a lot more, I feel like, and probably get through a lot more books, because if I do just 24 hours of a day, I feel like because I'm probably going to be eating, reading, well, reading for sure, eating, of course, sleeping and everything else, life stuff. I feel like I don't have as much time to read. And I feel like I'm pressuring myself to read a certain amount of books. But if I do it in a manner where I stop the timer, then I have more time. So that is so hard. I tried the 24-hour trend and it wasn't. I don't know if that is something that will be happening. I feel like this could be feasible, but honestly, I've never tried it before, so this would be a fun challenge to try. I see that it could be productive in the sense that I would be able to read more, but at the same time, depending on how much you read every day, it could like get very like it could take me forever to finish basically. So I don't know what I'll do with that, but that was the idea that I had. Maybe a 48-hour readathon is more realistic in the sense that I can just do 48 hours of reading and filming and everything and have that up, so I can do like one weekend. But yeah, I don't really know what I'll be doing here. Hi, hello. How's my day going? Well, it's going well. I'll be honest. I was feeling a little bit sick when I woke up this morning. Still feeling not the greatest. Like I'm fine, but I feel like I'm stuffed a little bit, and that's why I'm a little bit red because I keep having to blow my nose. But yeah, other than that, like I'm doing pretty decently. I mean, this is a weekend. It is Sunday, but I'm having a great time. So thank you. Let me know how you are doing. But to get back to the video schedule, just like the plans, I'm hoping to do maybe a read with me, but like Christmas theme once I have my tree put up, so I can have like a cozy little ambiance thing going on. So your nose is broken. Oh my God. Wow. Okay, I'm so sorry that happened to you. Let me know how you're doing. Like, hopefully, it doesn't hurt too much. But personally, I feel like this would not be great for me. So, wow. Really sorry that this is happening to you. But yeah, to get back to what I was saying before, I do have some wintry, like Christmassy plans. I'm planning on doing maybe one or two like Christmas or wintry themed vlogs, and that's pretty much like December. Usually I try to go really hard for Christmas, but this year I know it's going to be crazy at work, so I don't necessarily want to overwhelm myself. And then for 2023, I am hoping to do like the bread and butter stuff, like the goals for the year, the favorite books of the year. Maybe I'll do like my least favorite. We'll see. I am also hoping to do like a book list of 23 books that I want to read during the year. I wanted to do that in 2022. I have the list, but I never ended up sharing it. So hopefully I can do that in 2023. I do want to do more Christmas, not Christmas, but Disney content. Sorry, I saw Christmas on my list and that's what I said. But I mean, I am hoping to do more Disney videos because I know you guys really enjoy them. I'll actually be sharing some of my recent purchases soon, but I am hoping to do more of that, probably a physical TBR update. And overall, I am hoping to really just go through my physical TBR. So I might make a series out of that and like um, do a video series where I read books from my physical TBR, because I have books that I've had since I started my channel like 4 years ago, nearly five now. That's crazy. But yeah, I have books that I have not touched since I purchased them like 4 or 5 years ago. So I am hoping to go through those eventually so that we can either keep them on or unhaul them. So oh, not literally. Okay. Whew. Thank God. I was hoping that it was not literal, but it could happen. I don't know. But yeah, I'm glad that you're okay. I can't go out in the cold anymore because my nose bleeds. Oh my God. That would be terrible for me living in Quebec because it gets really cold here in the wintertime. And so if I had to like go out for whatever reason and my nose started to bleed every time I went out in the wintertime, it would be literal hell. Honestly, it would not be great. So I'm really sorry that this happens. Um, I don't know what you can do to fix it, honestly. I don't feel like this is something that I'm used to, but yeah, the cold is not great. I'm not a big fan of the cold, but I do like winter. I'm just not the biggest cold person. Like I don't love winter. I don't hate it. I just don't love it. Some people really love it. Personally, it's like it's fine. It's not my favorite season. It's also not my least favorite season. So yeah. So yeah, those are some of the video plans that I have for the year. I do want to get back to books around the world as well. If you are familiar with it, it's my series of books of videos where I read books that are set in like specific cities or countries, or sometimes it's continents. So I am hoping to get back into that. I haven't really done that since 2020. I started this project out because of the pandemic, I wanted to travel and I couldn't. And I did pretty well in the first year, but last year and this year, I think last year I may have put up a books around the world video, but this year I didn't. So I was supposed to, that was my goal, but I didn't. And I do have some plans, but because of that, I don't know. I just haven't really felt like doing those vlogs because they do take a lot of time to like research, film, edit, and everything. So I feel like I kept pushing them back, but they are really fun and I've discovered new favorites because of the series. So I do want to get back into that eventually. I was thinking of doing something similar with my TBR for next year. I have so many books and have been in a year-long reading slump. Oh, I feel the reading slump. It's been an on and off situation for me personally. Like right now, I'm doing really well since I come back from Europe because if you didn't know, I did go to Europe for a week in September, and I felt like during the summer I didn't read that much. Usually I read a lot more, but I didn't really feel like reading or picking up books. But since I've come back, I'd say September was not great, but October and November have been really great reading months for me. So I'm finally getting out of my slump. But yeah, in terms of physical TBR, I am the worst. I was supposed to be on a book buying ban, and I'll show you soon in this live. Actually, I'm hoping to share some of my recent purchases because I did buy a lot of books in November. With the, I guess I kind of excused it by the fact that it was my birthday earlier this month. So I was like, oh, it's all birthday presents. It's fine. But I ended up buying like 12 books or so, and I still have books in the mail that have not arrived yet. So I am terrible at it. And I really hope that this next year, actually, I'm putting myself on like a really strict book buying ban, and I won't be allowed to buy anything new unless I finish a certain amount of books. So I really am hoping to go through my physical TBR and probably like the older books that I have on my TBR will be the first one that I try to read in the year, just because when I, read them on all of them. So it's really a matter of I need to do something about it and let them like either give them away to someone who's going to enjoy them more than I will, or that I did, or like keep them and finally read them. So I let me know if that is a series that you'd like to see me do, like me going through my physical TBR, because I do have like probably 100 books. At the beginning of the year, I started with 100 books. I was hoping to go way down. I didn't. Well, I did read a lot, but a lot of the things that I ended up reading are things that I purchased as the year went on. So I did buy a lot of things. I ended up reading most of those things, but I still have books that are collecting dust on my shelf. So hopefully we can get to finally reducing the amount of books on my physical TBR. I tried wrapping some books to do a blind date with myself, but I gave up on the first one since it was overwhelming. Yeah, I did that, I think, for a Christmas 24-hour readathon. Was it 2 years ago? That's possible, but I did that. Like, I wrapped my books up, and like, I think it was all of my Christmassy books, and I like picked randomly by just unwrapping the book, and that was a book that I had to read. It was really fun to do, but at the same time, I don't know if I would do that again because I have so many books and it would be so long to just wrap everything up. I know also, I think it's Meg with Books who does like this uh wrapped up challenge where she will read books that are like wrapped up, so she can't really, like, it's randomized because she doesn't know what her books will be because they're all wrapped up. So I love this concept. It's just so long to wrap all of the books up. So I think it is fun, but yeah, I think it could be a fun idea to try again. But yeah, I would need a motivation to wrap everything up because I do have so many books to read. Honestly, 100 isn't too bad considering how many books you usually manage to read in a year. That's true, but it's just that I have books that, like I said before, I've had on my shelves for like 5 years at this point, and that's not great. 100 isn't too bad because I do manage to read a lot. My problem is that I read a lot, but usually the stuff that I read will be the newest purchases that I've made. So everything that I've hauled, let's say, maybe over a year ago, I don't touch. So my problem is that I'm buying books that I think will be fun and that I'm excited to read, but then I never get around to reading them. So that is why I'm putting myself on a strict book buying ban, and also I have no space for more books. Like I don't even know where to put all of my new books at this point. Like I don't have that much shelf space to begin with in my house. So I do need to like rethink my book collection a little bit and just maybe just keep the ones that I really love or that I've enjoyed on some level, and the ones that I'm like, oh, not that great, I need to unhaul. because honestly, it's getting ridiculously out of hand. I'm a little bit discouraged at all of the books that I have to read now because I keep adding on to the pile. And I know 100 books isn't too bad, but that's not even counting my audiobooks and like my ebooks that I have purchased as well. So yeah, I just need to like narrow down. I'm someone who likes to have like a really clean slate. So if I have too many unread books on my list, I just don't like it. So I need to, for my own sake, start getting through my physical TBR. So I think we are ready for another sprint. I don't know about you guys, but I think that would be fun to do. I think we are going to do another 30-minute one if that is okay with you all. And I'm going to put back the ambiance room. Once again, feel free to mute me if you don't want to listen to that. But I think that means that we're going to be reading until the 15-minute mark. So whatever in whatever time zone you are. So let's get reading. And I'm going to mute myself, share my screen, and we can do that. Just give me a second. There we go. Happy reading. I just realized that my sound was not on. So that's great. Okay, so hi, we're back. So let me know how you did. I read about 45 pages of my book personally. So I managed to read up until page 200. So I have about 30 pages left of this to read. So I thought that for the next segment of this live reading spread, we could haul some books together. I have purchased quite a few books in November for my birthday for the most part, but I thought I would share them with you guys because I don't think I've shared most of them anywhere. I think some of them I showed in my most recent blog, but for the most part, they are books that I purchased for myself and that I haven't really gotten the opportunity to share with everyone. So I thought I would share them here. Let me know how you did in the sprints, by the way, in the chat. And without further ado, let me just dive in. So I placed several orders throughout the month of November. I think I bought like 12, maybe more books. It was a really bad month in terms of purchases because I was not supposed to buy that many books and I went hard, I guess. So, anyway, let me share the books. They are on my bed right here. So, let me grab the first stack. So those books I got from Amazon, they are all, I think, indie romances. I love reading adult romances, and I didn't have a lot on my shelf that I was excited to read. So I decided to purchase a couple. The first one is Love Light Farms by B.K. Borison. I don't remember where I saw this one. I think it was on Bookstagram, but I also think I saw Chandler. Yeah, I think it was Chandler who read this in her most recent like Gilmore Girl vlog, and I really wanted to read this after I saw her review. It is a fake dating situation. I think it's Christmas themed. I love this cover, and this author has such amazing covers. I've been wanting to get her books for quite some time now, and so I thought that this was one that I could read this Christmas season. You read, wow, 70-ish pages. Impressive. Wow, I'm really impressed by how much you ended up to be able to read. I'm trying to be on a book buying ban, but there's a bunch of books I want to buy. You see, that's my problem. I always tell myself, oh, I'm going to go on this book buying ban. I'm not going to allow myself to buy anything. And I always manage to break it because there's so many books that I want to buy and that I want to read. So, yeah, I get that. I completely understand that. Oh, I also have this one. I want to read it this month. Yeah, I am so excited to read it. I think it would be the perfect like Christmassy read. So I'm hoping to read it soon. And it is one of those that I will be prioritizing because I've heard really amazing things about it. I'm on chapter 4 of Bleach by Hiram Hands. I've never heard of this book. Let me know how you feel about it, like what you think about it so far. But yay, you've made a little bit of progress. That's fun. So, the next book that I purchased was Terms and Conditions by Lauren Asher. So, this is book two in the Dreamland Billionaires, I think, series. So the first book in that series is The Fine French, and I read that this summer. I liked it, but it wasn't a favorite of mine. I think I gave that one like a 3 out of 5 stars. It was fine. But I've heard that this one, oh yeah, just noticed that Dreamland Billionaires is written on top of the book. So yeah, but I've heard that this one gets so much better. And I've seen like people rave about this one specifically. So I thought that this was one that I wanted to check out. I remember hearing about the hero in the first book, and I think it's like an office romance. It's Marriage and Convenience, I think. But anyway, it's the story between the boss and his assistant, I think. Anyway, I don't really know much about this one, but it's one that I'm really excited to read because I've heard really great things about this one. So hopefully I'll manage to read it soon. I have a feeling you might like Terms and Conditions more. That makes me very excited because I have a feeling that this is one that I could really love. Like, this is low key a 5 star prediction. I have a feeling that this is one that I could really enjoy. I like the scenery, not the scenery, but the setting of the fine print. Like, for those of you who didn't know, it's based on a Disney World situation, and like the first book is about the new owner of the theme park, I guess, and like one of his employees. But this is like the CEO of a family media empire. So it's based on Disney still. So I'm guessing that's like still the same theme, but instead of being like a theme park, it's going to be a media empire, which I am excited about. I do work in marketing, so for me that is kind of on par with what I do. So it is something that I'm intrigued by. But yeah, I'm really glad that you're saying that because I feel like this is one that I could really enjoy, and like the fact that you're saying this, I have a feeling I might really love this. I'm sorry, no, 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 because they're so thick. For the Harry Potter books, I would really recommend the audiobooks if you haven't checked them out. I started reading them no, not last year, a couple of years ago, and I read them with the physical copy and listening to the audiobook. And like the fact that it was narrated to me made it go a lot faster. And they're so much fun. Like Goblet of Fire and Order of the Phoenix are some of my favorite in the series. So even if they're super thick, I feel like they're super fun too. And usually I would break up the books by like rewatching the movie as well. So yeah, I feel like this is something that like they're both so good. I would highly doubt that they would put you in a reading slump, but I understand how the fact that they're super big could put you in a reading slump. All right, so two books down, two more to go in this stack. So the next one I have is Everything for You by Chloe Leese. So I read The Mistletoe Motive last year for Christmas time, and I loved it. Like I have a feeling Chloe Leese could become one of my favorite authors, and so I wanted to check out some of her backlist. This is one of the most recent books that she released in her, is it the Bergman Brothers series? Yeah. And this one is about soccer players. It's an enemies to lovers sports romance about fighting for love when life's taught you it's a losing game. It's a slow burn. It's steamy. I don't know. I'm excited for this. This is the one that called out to me the most out of her whole series. So I decided to start with this one. I hope you can read them out of order. I have a feeling that you can, but I'll give it a try and I'll let you know. But yeah, I am excited to read this one because I really loved The Mistletoe Motive. And the last book from my like indie romance stack is Him by Serena Bowen and Elle Kennedy. So this is a hockey romance. Don't know what the tropes on this are, but I've been seeing this on Kobo because I read using the Kobo app. So I thought that this would be something that I might be into. I love hockey romances, so I have a feeling that this could be fun. I've also read from both Elle Kennedy and Serena Bowen and have enjoyed other of their books in the past. I don't think I've read anything that they've written together. So I think this is going to be my first book by them as co-authors, but I have read other books by them and I have really enjoyed them. Like I think I have given at least 5 stars to one of the books that I've read from them. So hopefully this is another one that I'm going to be able to enjoy. I think it's a series too. I think there's more books to come. So yeah, this is my little indie romance stack. Next up, I have some Disney books that I purchased. I think I showed them all no, not all. I think I showed like the ones that I wanted to buy in my last vlog, and I had received two of them, but I have received since then two more in the mail. You will have known, like, you will know what the books were if you watched the vlog, but I thought I would share it here in case you haven't watched that. So the first one is Prince of Song and Sea by Lindsay Miller. And like every time I look at this cover, I am obsessed. It is a Little Mermaid retelling, and it is a new series by Disney where like the story is told from the prince's perspective. I don't know if it's like a true retelling, like if it follows the plot or if it's like the aftermath or like the before. I have no idea, but I have a feeling that this is something that I might really like. At least the cover is really gorgeous, so I'm glad to own a copy. But this is one that I am excited to check out. Then I also have Bravely by Maggie Stiefvater. So this is a Brave retelling. I've never read a Brave retelling before. I've never seen a Brave retelling before. Right? Right? Every time I look at it, I'm like, I'm obsessed. I'm so glad that I got it, and I guess I hope I like it. That way, I will want to keep it. But I'm excited to see like the next books in the series, like what they'll be, because I have a feeling that these covers are just going to be absolutely stunning. So, yeah, hopefully this is a series that I will be keeping on my shelves. So yeah, now we have Brave. Well, Bravely, and I've read Maggie Stiefvater before. I read The Raven Cycle and really loved that series when I read it. So I have a feeling that this is one that I could really enjoy. I think this one takes place after the events of the movie Brave, and I love this cover too. I mean, look at it. It is gorgeous. I'm obsessed. I agree. It's so pretty. I need to read some more Disney books, retellings. Do you have any recs that are in Disney Villain series or the Twisted Tales? Okay, so this is actually a video that I'm planning on doing eventually. I do have some recommendations. well, obviously, if you haven't seen the two vlogs that I did reading some of those books, like some books that are in the Twisted Tale or the Villain series, then I would recommend checking those out because I did recommend some books there. But some of my favorites would be The Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer is a series of fairy tale retellings. I think some of them are not necessarily like turns in, like for example, there's a um, Little Red Riding Hood retelling that is not necessarily Disney inspired, but some of the characters reminded me so much of characters from Disney movies. Like, I feel like that might be a spoiler, but book three specifically, it's called Cress. This one is like perfect Tangled retelling. I love this book so much. Anyway, so that would be a good one. I think this is one that you might enjoy. There's also A Curse so Dark and Lonely. This one was a really solid Beauty and the Beast retelling. I really liked it. I'm looking at my shelves over there because that's where I keep all of my Disney books. There's Lost in a Book by Jennifer Donnelly. It's a Beauty and the Beast retelling, but it takes place like during the events of the movie. So it's kind of like a slice of life thing that happens in the middle of the movie. So I think that's really cool. I really like the concept of that one. It's middle grade too, which I think is fun. There's Poisoned by the same author. This one is a Snow White retelling, and it was a really like solid steampunk kind of retelling. Really enjoyed that one. I think it would be perfect for the winter time too. So if you're looking for a good Snow White retelling, this one would be one that I would recommend. Um, and also the first ones that come to mind. I will be showing you more that I got recently that I feel like might be something of interest. I love Jennifer Donnelly. I love Poison and currently reading Stepsister. I want to read more from her because I know she's released a couple of fairy tale retellings that I might be really interested in, including Stepsister. So this is one that I am hoping to get to soon. I really love their writing style, so hopefully I will enjoy Stepsister as well. Yes, to A Curse so Dark and Lonely. It's such a fun retelling. I agree. I really enjoyed the first book. The rest of the series is really fun too, but it's less of a Disney book, I'd say, because it follows like the aftermath of like the first book is the Beauty and the Beast retelling, and then it moves on to other things. I enjoyed the whole series. I think I gave every book over 4 out of 5 stars. But if you're looking to like get started with something that is more Disney themed, I'd say Curse so Dark and Lonely would be a good pick. Like I really enjoyed that one. To get back to my book, so we talked about Bravely, really love that. So I also have two other ones that I didn't share in the vlog that I found recently, but that I got, and I think those were all recommendations from you guys, by the way. So I'm excited for that. First one is Rebel Rose by Emma Thériault. So this is a series of Disney retellings, I think, and each one is written by a different author, and it each follows a different story. So the first one is Beauty and the Beast. So I don't know. Like honestly, I have not really uh, heard much about this one. Like I think some of you guys recommended it, so hopefully I will like it as well. It's a really cute cover too. I like it. And the last book that I have from my Disney stack is City of Villains by Estelle Lohr. So I feel like the best way to describe this would be Gotham City meets Disney villains because that's the vibes that this cover is getting me, but is giving me, sorry. And just the plot when I like the summary when I read that, I feel like this is what I like remember feeling like it was. Another really solid cover. I feel like Disney has been on point with their covers as of late. But yeah, this one is so short. I was not expecting. I thought it would be a big brick, and it's only like what 200-ish pages. I was so surprised by how tiny it was, but hopefully I like it. I think this is a beginning to a series as well. I know there's a sequel that came out, so hopefully I will like that. I am excited to read all of these because I feel like they might be fun Disney recommendations that are not necessarily the Twisted Tale and the Villain series. Nothing wrong with those series, by the way. I really enjoy them. It's just that once you've read those, what else is there on the market, you know? So this is kind of the goal that I have with my channel for the next year, actually, is to read more Disney things so that I can recommend more to you guys. Who I have Rebel Rose. Can't wait to hear your thoughts on it. Yeah, I'm excited to read it. I'm hoping to read these probably in the new year, like January would be probably a good time for me to pick them up. I don't know if I'll read all of the ones that I showed you in the next like installment in my little Disney series that I'm doing, but some of these probably will be featured as they are some of the only ones that I own on my shelf that I have not read yet. I have a couple extra that I could probably include, including a few Mulan retellings, which excited about. But those would be solid picks for an upcoming vlog as well. Let me just get the last stack that I wanted to share because yes, I have more. So I have more than 12 books that I've purchased. That means in the last month because this is 4, and I have 3 more coming on the way. So yeah, I did get a little crazy. So anyway, first one. So my last stack is just random books, like my most recent order, I'd say. First one being A Court of Silver Flames. Like I said, I am rereading the ACOTAR series and filming my experience reading them so that I can finally read this one. Uh, I don't love this cover. I also don't hate it. At first, I thought I would hate it, but now it's growing on me for sure. It is a massive book, though. Like, have you seen this? I don't read this big a book anymore. Like, the books that I read are usually more like, let's say, 400 at most pages, usually more in the 300 pages range. So that's a little bit big for me, but I guess we'll do it anyway. I do love the end pages. So pretty. Anyway, so this is book 4 in the ACOTAR series, or 5 if you count the novella, but I'm not. So this is book 4. I am excited to read that because it follows different characters from the rest of the series. So there's that. Then I got Foul Lady Fortune by Chloe Gong. This is the Indigo exclusive edition, and I love the fact that it has like sprayed edges. Yeah, I love the color palette of the cover too. I did like the original cover as well. I think it's like a nice pink. So this is one that I wouldn't have minded getting. It's just that this one includes a an exclusive story at the end, I think. So that's why I wanted to get the Indigo exclusive edition. And I loved these Violent Delights. I know it's like an unpopular opinion, but yeah, I personally really enjoyed the first 2 books. I cannot wait to read the ACOTAR series. Um, I hope you'll like it. The first book is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, so if this is something that you're interested in, it's a fun one. So I would recommend it. I just finished reading it, so I'm also reading Light Lark. I've heard really good things about that one on an ebook. Yes, I'm reading too many books, and it's not bad so far. I've heard that the writing of this one reminds people a lot of Caraval. So I think you mentioned earlier in the live that you were watching not watching, but reading Caraval. So if you had read that one, I think Light Lark is probably something you'll enjoy too. But I haven't read Light Lark, so I can't say. But hopefully you're gonna enjoy it. An indigo edition with sprayed edges. That's new. Yeah, I was so surprised because I thought I was just getting like the nice cover and I was like, okay, cool. But then I saw my copy arrive and it had like those sprayed edges and I was like, oh my god, I freaked out a little bit. Not even because they're super like pretty, like they're fine. I like the color and like the how it matches with the cover, but the fact that they're sprayed edges, like it took me by surprise. I was just not expecting it. So that is another book that I got. And then I have 2 Christmassy reads. So the first one is Meet Me Under the Mistletoe by Jenny Bayliss. I read what was it called? Oh, The 12 Days of Christmas by the same author. Really enjoyed it. It had like such a cozy vibe to it. So I thought I would check out her new release because this one says a city bookshop owner heads to the English countryside for a holiday reunion, only to face her childhood enemy. I mean, enemies to lovers, and a bookshop. I mean, say less. This is something that I know I'm going to enjoy. So hopefully it will live up to my expectations. But I have a really good feeling about this one. It's funny because I have only heard terrible things about Light Lark, so I'm glad some people enjoyed it. I've heard like some people. I haven't heard too many people talk about it, to be honest. The people that I've seen talk about Light Lark seem to have enjoyed it, but I guess it depends on what your expectations diving into it are. I've heard that it's kind of like a fun YA with like lyrical writing, but I guess it's easy to like with popular books like that. I feel like it's easy to um, be overhyped. So depending on what your expectations are, maybe you'll like it, maybe you won't. I haven't read it, so I can't really talk about like whether or not I feel like it's worth the hype or not. But yeah, personally, I've heard good things about it, but I guess it depends on who you're watching or who you're following. And the last book that I have for this little book haul portion of this live is All I Want for Christmas by Maggie Knox. So I know the author wrote The Holiday Swap, and I haven't read that, but this is I think it's a fake dating situation, and they are 2 stars singing show. Yeah, on a singing show. That's why I was trying to remember, was it a reality show or a singing show? And yeah, they are 2 contestants on this like singing show, and they have to pretend to be dating. I felt like this was going to be a fun Christmassy one. I loved the cover for this. And it's also quite short, so I feel like this could be a fun little Christmassy read that I could get around to this holiday season. So these were all of the 12 books that I had to share with you for today. They're all sitting on my bed in a massive pile, but that's fine. I did have a separate order that's coming in. I think it's Monday, but I guess I'll see depending on like the delays with shipping. But thought I would share it. I did get the fourth book in the Veronica Speedwell series, so it's called A Dangerous Collaboration. I loved book three, so I am so excited to continue reading the series. Maggie Knox is a Canadian, so seeing her books be hyped is so nice. I didn't even know she was Canadian. That's so cool. I don't know. It doesn't say so anywhere, but I honestly didn't know. I think it's really cool. Once again, like you said, it's so cool to see a Canadian being hyped up. So I really hope that I will enjoy this one. I have a feeling that it might be like a nice palate cleanser, like a good book to read in between maybe two fantasies, or just something light-hearted and fun to read between maybe heavier books. So I'm really excited to give this one a try. So, oh, if you want a quick light romance, you should try Only Mostly Devastated. Oh, I've heard of this one. Isn't this by what's her name? I know the name of the author. I've completely forgotten. But yeah, it's LGBTQ plus and a Grease retelling. Yeah, I've been wanting to check that out. Or You're the One That I Want. LGBTQ plus book where the main characters are in the cast of Grease. I think I've heard of both of these ones, like of both of these books, and I definitely want to check them out because I do love Grease. So this is something that I would probably really like. So I'll definitely have to put them on my TBR when I once I've read more of my physical TBR, and because right now I'm kind of on the book by and then because I went crazy, but I'll definitely be on the lookout for that because I think I would really enjoy both of these. I have a feeling that they might be really fun. So, what time is it? Okay, time is flying by. I thought that we could do like one last reading sprint, maybe until noon my time. So like until the hour, basically, if that's okay with you guys. So let me just set up everything so that we can do one last sprint together, and then we will I guess we'll wrap everything up after that, and I will end the sprint after this. So let's do one last reading sprint, and let's hope I can finish my book because I have what 30 pages left to read. So I think this is going to be perfect for me to try to finish my book. So let's do that, and I'll catch up with you guys at noon, well, or the hour in your time zone. And we're back. So I hope you had a productive sprint. I personally managed to finish my book. So I ended up finishing The Arctic Railway Assassin. This was a favorite of mine in the series. I think I'm giving it a 5 out of 5 stars. It was so good, very tense, very fun as well. Like it was super fast paced. And I think it was just the perfect read for this time of year. Like because we had a lot of snow and it's kind of snowing right now too. I just felt like it was the perfect time for me to pick up this book. So I'm really glad that I did. And so I guess I am going to wrap things up here. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I was a little nervous starting these friends because I was sure no one would show up, but I'm glad that I got to interact with you guys and that we got to chat a little bit and we got to get some reading done. And I am hoping to make these reading sprints maybe more of a recurrent thing on my channel. I was thinking maybe once a month would be fun. So I guess I will let you guys go for now, and I will see you soon in my next sprint maybe or in my next video. So I'm so happy you finished your book. I'm on page 200 of Prisoner of Azkaban, so that was about 60-ish pages. I don't know how you read so fast because honestly, I'm like, wow, flabbergasted. Shame the sprint is over now. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna wrap it up today because I am a little hungry. It's time for lunch for me, but I thought maybe we could have another sprint maybe next week or maybe like in a few weeks around Christmas time. I think that would be fun to have a little cozy Christmassy reading sprint together. Thank you so much for these sprints. I hope you do them again. Like I said, hoping I will be doing them soon. I will keep you guys updated through my community tab. Most likely that will be when you will see the next sprints being announced. I will probably try to schedule them ahead of time too, like I did with this one. So yeah, I will let you guys go. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you guys very soon in either a new video or a new reading sprint session. So bye, have a nice day.